Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making this little lollipop for the character Sam from Trick or Treat. If you've already made Sam, then you are in the right spot. If you've come here looking to make Sam, this is only for the lollipop, and I will put the description or down in the description I will put the link to do Sam. It is a full free tutorial. Every part is in there. A couple of things you will need is your orange and black yarn. I used a number 4 medium weight, a 4.25 millimeter hook, your scissors, and your darning needle for embroidering the face. For the stick, I just used takeaway chopsticks, and you could probably use maybe a pencil, a thicker chunk of wire, anything similar, straight, that you have hanging around the house. And if you're going to paint it, then I just used acrylic paints. This one's from the dollar store. I'm not sure where this one is from. Black and just orange. And I just covered it with Mod Podge. And it just slides into the back. And to make the little lines, I used just regular Scotch tape to make them kind of straight, and then went back in, and if you see, I made a couple mistakes. I had to go back with the orange. Okay, let's get started. Okay, to begin, we are just going to make a loop. You can try using a magic circle or the chain 2 method, but I prefer to do it this way. So you just want to make it big enough that you're going to get 6 single crochets in there. So grab your hook, and you're going to go in, pull through, and just make 1 chain to secure that yarn to your loop. And we are going to do 6 single crochets into the loop. So 1, 2, 3, oops, my tail's in the way, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to chain 1, turn our work around to the other side, and in this hole right here, so this is our chain stitch, and that's our next stitch. We're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. So our first increase is 1 and 2. Our next increase, 3 and 4. Increase again, 5 and 6. Increase 7 and 8. Increase 9 and 10. This last one is going to be a little tricky. You want to make sure you're getting both sides of this loop, or I mean stitch, sorry. Both sides of that V, and 11 and 12. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your piece around, and you're going to go into this stitch right in front where my nail is. So this is that's your chain stitch right there, and then this next stitch right here. And we are going to do 1 single crochet and 1 increase all the way around for a total of 18. So this will be 1, and your increase 2 and 3, 4, and your increase 5 and 6, 7, and your increase 8 and 9, 10, and your increase 11 and 12, 13, and your increase 14 and 15, 16, and your increase in this last stitch, making sure you go through both sides of that V, 17 and 18. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets and an increase all the way around, starting in this first stitch here. So 1, 2, and your increase 3 and 4. Okay, repeat that 5, 6, and your increase 7 and 8. Repeat again, 9, 10, and your increase 11 and 12. 13, 14, and your increase 15 and 16. 17, 18, and your increase 19 and 20. And our last repeat, 21, 22, and our increase 23 and 24. And then you're just going to tie that off. Give it a cut. You can, if you want, tie this end or weave this end in here. We are going to hide it, but if you think it's going to just be in your way, just give it a couple little tacks down through so it'll just kind of stay closer to the center. So I'm not weaving mine in, I'm just getting it out of my way for when I put the 2 sides together. There we go. I'm just going to pull that knot through that last stitch so you can't see it. For the second half, we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to make our loop. And we are going to put our 6 single crochets in there. So go through and grab your yarn and make your 1 chain stitch to secure that. And do your 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. chain 1 and turn. Round 2, you're going to just increase all the way around 6 times. So 1 and 2 in the first stitch. Just continue all the way around. 3 and 4. 5 and 6. 7 and 8. 9 and 10. And 11 and 12 in the last stitch. 11 and 12. Chain 1, turn, round 3, 1 single crochet, 1 increase all the way around for 18. 1, increase 2 and 3. 4, increase 5 and 6. 7, increase 8 and 9. 10, increase 11 and 12. 13, increase 14 and 15. 16, and our last increase for 17 and 18. Chain 1 and turn, and for round 4 it'll be 2 single crochets and an increase for a total of 24. So 1, 2, increase 3 and 4, and just repeat that all the way around. 5, 6, and our increase 7 and 8. 9, 10, and our increase 11 and 12. 13, 14, and our increase 15 and 16. 17, 18, and our increase 19 and 20. 21, 22, and our increase 23 and 24. Now don't tie this off. We are going to use our string now to put our 2 halves together. So what you want to do now is put the 2 wrong sides together, and we're just going to go down and around right here. So get into your first stitch of your first half you made, and into the first stitch you were just in. Oops. And you're going to do 1 single crochet. Then you're going to go in the next stitch down. Sorry, I wish I could, the string wasn't in my way so you could see what I was doing. So that'll be 2 single crochets, and then you should get a third one. Just make sure you're going through both sides. Then we're going to go down into the loop we made our first round in on both sides, and we're just going to put a slip stitch. And then we'll do 3 more single crochets up the other side. So 1, 2, and our third one. Now I'm just going to put one more stitch up in the top corner where we're going to start around. So that'll be the first single crochet for our last part here. But before we go around, to make our lives a little easier, we are going to put our little face on. So just grab your black thread. I'm just going to do a little simple face. You can do it however you choose. If you're not good at faces, probably you can do just like I'm going to do. So we'll get our little bite where we want it. And then we're just going to put a little triangle right here. And when you're doing this, don't forget you're going to have one more row going around. So if you put your eye, you don't have to put your eye right close here. You can put it out further into these stitches. Oops, I went the wrong way. I had a heck of a time getting a triangle before, but I think I want it there and there. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I'm talking about before, but I haven't even showed anybody the one. This is the one I've done, so if you want to have a look at this. So just make your little triangle. And then if you want to fill it in, just go back and forth a couple times, however you want it. Oh, actually, I mistakenly didn't go high enough, and it's got a little, looks like it's got a little orange pupil. I think I'm just going to keep it like that. I'll do one more. Yeah. Oh, I don't like it now. Okay, just fill that in. If I'd only done one maybe, but putting that second one did me no favors. And then you're just going to come on the inside here, grab your mouth somewhere. Now I'm going to put my mouth through these V's, because since it's a broken bite, I don't want my mouth to end here. It'll be, the rest of the mouth would have been there. So I'm going to bring it up through the middle of my V, and then just make whatever kind of mouth you're feeling like right now. And I'm just going to do a little jagged one because I don't want to have to fill it in. Just kind of watch that it looks right with your eye. Don't do that. You'd think I never embroidered before. And just kind of keep this top on this line and the bottom stitches on this line, and it should stay kind of even. I mean, unless you want it not even. So next one. Kind of like that, I guess. So down in this one. Ah! Oh boy, I should have just said embroider a mouth and shut this off. Oh well. None of us are good at everything, right? I'm definitely not great at this. Yeah, I think I already made a little mistake here. Well, maybe I'll just end his mouth right now. That'll be it. Let's see. Whoops. And then you're just going to cut or tie that on the back when you're done and happy with your mouth. Snip it off. It's all going to be on the inside, so it doesn't really matter what you do with those ends. And then you're going to come back into your single crochet round. Tuck those strings in out of your way. And then we're just going to go around till we get to the other point. So we got one in there. I might put two in there. Just single all the way around though after that if you put a second stitch in. And just make sure you're going through both sides of your little lollipop. Don't forget, if you enjoy my videos, if this is the first one you've seen, or if you've watched a few and you keep coming back, I thank you. Leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and you will get, I believe, either notified or on your YouTube timeline or homepage or whatever it is. Should show up when I post another video. I also have a Facebook page I'll put in the description, and if you want to share your work with me, I've had one person share their little Sam that they've made. Super cute, which I really enjoy seeing. And in our last one here, might be a little tight. That's where we pulled the knot down. And then we're just going to tie that off. And you can weave that end in or just tuck it in, however you want to do it. I'm going to assume this isn't really going to be a toy. So it's going to probably be just sitting somewhere. So it's not like you're going to have it being played with or moved around much. So you just decide what your end goal is and then decide how secure you want to make everything. I just like to make sure that I got that last tie-off knot out of the way. Okay, so that's the crochet part. I am going to somehow put a little bit how I made this, but basically I used a Chinese chopstick. I cut it off whatever length I wanted. I already had my Sam made, so I knew what size I kind of wanted. I don't have my measure tape up here, but it's about this little smaller than my, oh, it's quite a bit smaller than my scissors. And I used, these are just from, I think that one's from the dollar store. I don't know where this one's from. I've had it for years. So this is just the orange and just the black. And I finished it with some Mod Podge. Whoopsie. And in order to get the line straight, I just put tape around. I painted it orange, put the tape around, and then painted the black, and then came in and fixed wherever it was like a little messy, like right there. So thanks for watching. If you are hanging around to see this, I'll probably just be photos. I think what I've already said, you guys could do it on your own. So I hope I see you in another one of my videos, and happy crocheting. So get whatever type of dowel you are going to use. I measured my stick, and it is 6.5 inches long, so I just cut this one to measure the same size. And I was getting my paintbrushes out, I realized you could probably, if you had an old paintbrush, use one of those too. So you're just going to get your orange paint. You don't need too much, that's way too much. And what I did is I first did one side where I was holding on to, and then I'm going to go take my blow dryer and I'm going to dry that real quick, and then I am going to come do the other side. Alright, got both sides done. We're going to go stick that under the blow dryer and come back and we will put our tape on. Alright, so this part I found a little bit tricky, but I think if you use thinner tape it would work a little better. So I'm just going to do the width of the tape, go down, wrap that around once. Whoop. I think I over fingerprinted this a few times. And then just slice that off. And then get your next piece. Kind of go about the length of, or the width of the tape. Slice that off. Width of the tape again. Whoop. And the tighter you wrap this, the less the paint will leak underneath of it. I noticed I had quite a bit of leakage. And one more piece. Then you're just going to get your black paint. Ugh, that's messy. And just start putting on your black. Once you've got that good and dry, you're just going to find the ends of your tape. That's the part I found tricky. I don't know if the blow dryer kind of melted the ends down or what. Ooh, and I made a big mess there. My paint's still not quite dry. That's no good. So I guess partially the tape didn't do much great, but it's all fixable. So then you're just going to take your, I used a little smaller brush, and you're just going to take that and you're just going to come and fix all the little spots where your tape, it went under your tape. Make sure your paint's a little on the thicker side, or make a second coat. I can't really do this one holding it up in the air, but my pressure's off. And that's a little better. Being that I'm doing this a lot thicker, it will take a little bit longer to dry because you're covering black with a lighter color. But I think this part's really worth it. Makes it a lot nicer, cleaner looking. I probably should have just done a second coat. I'm just getting gobs of paint on there. Okay, so you let that dry, and then we'll just come back and do the last little steps. And now we'll just add some Mod Podge just to seal this color in. Ooh, I forgot how much that stunk. Ugh. So just like when we did the orange, you'll do half of it, dry it on the blow dryer, and then do the other half. Do as many coats as you want. I'm just going to do one coat because this is just for my own personal use here. Then we'll do the other side. Go give that a blow dry. And there we have our finished little stick. And I seen I did this one somehow opposite, which means I had more black to deal with and tape. Okay, let me see. I guess if you're still here with me, I really appreciate that, because however YouTube's algorithm works, it goes by minutes watched. So if you watch 30 seconds and pause it, it only counts as 30 seconds being watched. If you watch 5 minutes, it counts as 5 minutes, even though it might be a 2-hour long video. So now we'll just stick it inside of our little, well, I'm going to stick it backwards for now, or my backwards with the point. So you stick that in there. Oh, I remember why I didn't do that. I need the point for the arm. Okay, so stick the stick in the little sucker, and then I just weaved it into one of my stitches. Oh, my camera is really not, I'm used to it. Into one of my stitches, and then out where I made the first round hole. And there he is. I really hope you enjoyed making this guy. He's actually one of my best ones I've done, I think. I got my stitches nice and tight, and I've managed to make him head to toe, no sew, which is my favorite. Hopefully I'll see you in one of my other videos. Don't forget, subscribe, comment, let me know, post on my Facebook page if you feel like sharing your work. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate all you guys and all the good stuff you're saying about my channel. Happy crocheting.